Ho, 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 gentlemen. The holidays came early here at Manscaped. The leading men's hygiene brand, Manscaped, just launched new products, including their all-new ultra-premium body wash and 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Untrimmed pubes are a thing of the past, and it's possible you have Santa's beard in your pants.
Wow.
I do. Not anymore.
It's time to leave your significant other some cookies and milk at the bottom of your chimney. I'm talking about the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0. There's nothing like giving yourself or someone who needs it the gift of beautiful skin, hair, and balls this holiday season. Go to manscaped.com and use code JABS for 20% off plus free shipping. Hunting for military and first responder discounts has historically required going from one website to another, creating multiple accounts and logins to make purchases, and jumping through various hoops to verify your service. Don't you wish there was one place you could visit that had carefully crafted selection?
I do.
Yeah, there should be. And GovX is the one that's bringing it to you.
I love it.
They carefully craft a selection of deals for military and first responders in one spot. GovX works directly with brands to negotiate the best prices possible because you deserve the gear you need at the prices you've earned. Plus, you can trust that the gear you're ordering is 100% authentic, direct from the manufacturer. A huge collection of gear and apparel from popular brands all in one convenient location. How awesome is that? Signing up for GovX is fast, easy, and totally free. So if you're an American of service, anyone with military, firefighting, emergency medical, or law enforcement experience, join GovX and enjoy the site that honors and gives back to patriots like you. Use JABS15 for $15 off your first order of $50 or more. GovX.com. Savings for those who serve.
Love it.
This is going to be the angriest Christmas episode in the history of Christmas episodes. The amount of vulgarity that happened in our group text message prior to this episode.
It was one
furious.
vulgar. It was me.
Me and Stipe had a telephone conversation after that group text.
I had a feeling that was happening.
No, it wasn't about you. It was something else.
And he wanted Oreos, so I had to pick up Oreos for his kid.
That was a crisis.
Strong move.
I had to. Well, my wife went to go buy. She went out before to pick up our daughter from school, and my daughter wants Oreos, and so my wife went to go pick them up, and she left them at the counter after she bought them.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, well, hey, thank you for not calling me to get those because I had no time.
I actually did call you, and I looked, and you were right outside my door.
Oh, that was that. Yeah, sorry.
I was like, yeah, what are you gonna do? So, but we're here. It's Christmas.
This is our Christmas episode.
It's
Merry
ugly
Christmas, guys.
Ugly sweater episode.
You are wearing
ugly
sweater. It's pretty ugly sweater too.
If I wear it, it's ugly. Period. I don't have an ugly Christmas sweater, but you guys do.
I'll show you mine.
Stipe's got I have a big package for you.
Yes, that's fantastic. Yes. And it looks like a dick in a box, so that's even better.
That's why I did it.
Yeah. Well, Santa's a jolly guy.
That's my wife's present this year.
Santa's a jolly guy.
Santa's a jolly guy.
Speaking of package.
Well, let's talk about John's really quick here. Santa is on a unicorn with a sword.
Saber.
And he's
in space.
In the galaxy.
Because all those things
I think it's more of a He-Man sword.
Yeah.
Not a saber.
It almost looks like a Zelda sword to me.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with that.
I think there's a lot of elements about the universe happening on my sweatshirt right now.
Definitely. The one thing I don't like, though, Santa's package is green. Santa's package is normally red. I'm not sure.
Maybe he's got drugs in there.
Yeah, maybe.
You don't know. Maybe
that's a drug.
Slinging drugs
throughout the universe.
Maybe Santa's package has herpes.
The sequins hat, too, is something else.
Yeah.
That was a gift from our friend Melissa.
Oh, they got a strip club or something.
Yeah, she might have. She's got a bunch of gems in that house.
Well, speaking of package, I'm very sad and I'm very
upset,
and I was being rude and I cut you off about your sweater.
Oh.
But I had a little something happen to me 2 days ago.
Elaborate.
Something to do with your package?
With my package, I got a vasectomy.
You did get a vasectomy 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah, how's the ball sack feeling? Is it show and tell?
Show and tell.
Okay.
This is going to be.
I wear jockstrap.
Did you really just show your ass to the camera?
I did.
Yep. Watch the YouTube video of the podcast to see that one.
All right.
You see my red butt cheek, but I had to wear jockstrap.
Bringing in the lady contingent.
Listen,
that's what you meant when you said that?
What's that?
About the jockstrap thing. Yeah. I didn't know what you were talking about in the group text.
Yeah.
Text. Okay.
So I got it. And it's not really, I have stitches, but it's not really sore.
Okay. You're not sitting on the donut or anything?
No, man. No. Listen, I did the deed last night. The day after.
You did the deed last night.
I feel like a champion.
Okay, so let me ask.
Lasted 30 seconds, but listen, I was
in. So here's the one thing that I would be concerned about if I was you. You got that little 3-year-old running around.
She got me the first day.
She did.
She got me the first day. It didn't hurt because it was painful. It hurt because I got kicked in the dick.
Yeah.
So we're actually down here playing. And she's like, Daddy. She jumped on me. I was like, cool. And then she was like, oh. I was like, Ryan, can you please grab her?
Didn't pop the stitches?
No. She didn't hit a stitch where she hit, but she hit all balls.
Yeah.
But it was a rough one for about 10 seconds. But it wasn't like a pain where I was like, oh my God, my stitches. It was more of a, I got caked in the dick.
Yeah.
So now it's that time of year. We have special surprises.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yes! Finally! Fucking Mario, dude! Yes! That time of year!
I feel like that's got to be the intro right there.
That's got to be
the intro.
Bro,
Yes.
dude.
I know.
Fucking-
It is Mario.
Are we starting?
Yeah, we're just rolling right into it. That's
We're
kinda how
just-
we do it.
we're
It's a
just-
smorgasbord of
Yeah,
chaos.
we
here.
have no rhyme or reason that we talk about. We just talk.
So everybody listening, welcome our guest today, Mario Lopez, actor, host, TV icon extraordinaire.
Busiest man I've ever met in my life.
So
Thank you for that nice intro, and thank you for having me on your show, guys. I mean, this is. I feel like Grinch with all the festive love you got going on right there. I like your style.
yeah, you are the lucky one who gets to be on our Christmas episode. This is going to drop the Wednesday right before Christmas.
Yep. And don't think don't ever think you're the Grinch. The guy behind the camera is definitely the Grinch. He looks like him too. Right, Jamie?
Hi, Mario. I'm Jamie. I'm not on camera. Nice to meet you.
So right before you jumped in, actually, we were talking about I had a little procedure done 2 days ago. I got a vasectomy. And yes, I did.
Shop's closed.
Yep, all gone. And
Okay.
yeah, it was I'm not hurting pretty bad. I feel good, and I'm wearing a jock strap, so I feel like I'm in high school again. Walk around, doing my thing, and
Painful?
What's that?
Was it painful?
It wasn't that bad. I mean, like the guy numbed it, and then he did a few cuts, but I felt it, but it wasn't like, oh my God. It was like, and it was fine. And then I've been good. The only pain I ever felt was the same day my daughter jumped on me and kind of kicked me in the balls. But it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So, but
Okay, good. I know my wife's trying to encourage me to get one, and I said I respectfully declined because I said, for God's sakes, like, God forbid you die or something, and then I have to remarry.
Well, I told my wife now I can spread my seed across the world now, and not worry about anything. And she didn't like that one. So
Yeah, you got to look around and make sure you're not getting in trouble for that one.
yeah.
Because I see she's creeping around.
Oh, that's awesome.
Speaking of kids, I know Stipe talks about his kids a lot, and so does Jamie. I don't have any kids, but both of those guys are always telling stories about their kids. And I know you had a background. I've heard before. You have a background in like wrestling, and you do jujitsu and stuff too. So obviously that kind of ties in with Stipe with the wrestling and jujitsu. But you have kids too, and you got them started in youth sports too, wrestling and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, no, I grew up wrestling, do jujitsu, and I boxed too, and I actually sparred this morning. So try to keep it. It's ironic because I've always been attracted to the more physical combat sports, and specifically individual sports, just because I grew up doing theater, like singing and dancing and doing plays and stuff. And you can't really participate in team sports because you can't miss the practices. The sort of entertainment industry is very fluid with their schedule. But with individual sports, as long as you beat the guy out in your weight class, you're representing the team. So I got away with that a lot more. Plus, I sort of gravitated to that more. And now I just kind of do it as a stress release and just just to kind of stay focused and to feel young. And when I'm not injuring myself, it feels pretty good. To answer your question, so I got a daughter and two boys, and my youngest is only 2, so he's a little too young, but I'm gonna throw him in there this next year. My other boy is 8 years old, and he's doing really well already in wrestling. I felt bad because during this last year, I kind of threw him to the wolves in all these sort of high level tournaments, and he hadn't really wrestled competitively at all before, but he had been going to practices and stuff. So I thought that might discourage him, but he's a pretty tough kid mentally, and he continued to work harder, and now he's doing really well in beating a lot of those kids. And he's wrestling year round and doing jiu-jitsu year round, and he's still doing piano and doing all that. So I try to keep him as busy as possible and as diverse with activities, just so they can be as well-rounded. And then later on, if they want to focus on something, then I'll be supportive of that.
You see how he said he threw his son into the wolves? You should do the same thing when you're meeting girls, because eventually you get that confidence. Boom, you meet a girl.
There you go. That's right. Yeah, IJ, you're not wrong. Not
I'm
wrong.
just saying,
Not
like,
bad advice.
it's a pattern,
Analogy.
right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
The Stipe's the same way. His daughter, she's into swimming, right? And when Stipe did the training with her, they did the what was that? The survival swimming
the first
survival
one,
training. They just throw
rescue,
your kid in the water and like hope that they swim. Like,
good luck with that.
yeah, which is crazy, but that's a more extreme version of.
Well, yeah, that was when because they with children when they're up to like I think Jamie's at 6 months, they have that they have like a reflex where they don't swallow water. And so we did it. We started when she was like 4 or 5 months, and she did great. She loves it now. She goes underwater and does all that.
It's hard to watch though.
It is very hard to watch because she screams your name and you want to go and punch the trainer in the face, but you can't because you understand they're doing a job. And
I get it.
What's that?
I get it.
Oh.
I get it. I respect that.
It sucks because I was sitting in the lawn chair on the pool deck or whatever chair they have, and she screamed my name. I'm like playing a game on my phone. Don't look up. Don't look up. Don't look. It was just the hardest. Oh, so bad.
I got we got to touch on the Saved by the Bell stuff. I hope that's okay because I'm sure you get it all the time. But I was going to say, I had a conversation recently with one of my friends, and he's a diehard Saved by the Bell fan. So he happened to watch one of the episodes. I think it was where you wrestled somebody from the Valley and you had like a big wrestling match. Now, as somebody who wrestled growing up, what is your level of acceptance towards the accuracy of the wrestling moves in the TV show? Because that stage wrestling is way off.
Well, let me explain how that came about. So the character was supposed to be more of just like this street kid who sort of like Travolta's character in Welcome Back, Kotter, Vinny Barbarino.
Yeah.
More like just a kind of like a street kid and a little more hood and just chasing girls all the time. He wasn't supposed to be an athlete at all. But when I got the part, the producer Peter Engel asked everybody to write down their list of hobbies and activities that they like to do. So, my mom put me in all kinds of stuff growing up. It was a tough neighborhood to keep me busy and out of trouble. So I put wrestling, dancing, playing the drums, the whole list of stuff. And then they incorporated that into the character. So it wasn't even written. So that character is really more me than it is that character. And then they'd start writing scenes and they'd have somebody kind of choreograph it or whatever. And I just, I was 15 years old. I was like, all right, whatever. I just show up and just do it. I never complained about what I had to wear or with the script, the scene itself or the script. I was just sort of happy to be there and to be working. And never did I think this little Saturday morning show would be around 30 some odd years later. And now we're revisiting it with this new reimagining over at Peacock, going into our second season with a much bigger budget, much more aggressive and edgier storyline. And now we're like getting critical acclaim, which is a trip. So the whole thing is just sort of surreal. And to be able to kind of visit that character in the show again, 32 years later, blows my mind.
Go ahead.
I apologize. And so I'm the old man here. These guys will be the first to tell you. I grew up with that Saturday morning, man. Like that was my... I don't get starstruck often, but sitting here looking at this computer, knowing I'm talking to you, I'm a little bit starstruck right now because it literally defined my childhood. It was also, you were 100% the reason I joined wrestling and got my ass beat week in and week out for like 2 years. But so you were 15 when that was kicking off?
I was 15.
What was it like having? Yeah. So what was it like having that sort of fame at that age?
Ironically, when we started, it was relatively popular for a Saturday morning show. We were up against like Bugs Bunny and stuff. Like we were the first sitcom on Saturday morning. Now they have a bunch, right, on Disney Channel and these different platforms. But we were the first, and we were actual teenagers playing our age. Because before that, when you saw movies released and what have you, or even 90210, they'd be like in their 30s playing teenagers. So I think the fact that we were young and it was a pretty diverse cast and real vanilla and innocent. It kind of struck a chord with just a certain group. So it was popular, but it wasn't like crazy popular. So when it went into syndication, when I got out of, after doing the show for 5 years and years later, when it went into syndication and kids started to watch it after school, not just on Saturday morning, then it got real popular. And then it became like a global thing. And I remember I went to France and it was like, I felt like I was like the Beatles. Suave pour les gong and Mario and they come, or I go to Spain and it was just like, damn. So, being young and single, it didn't suck.
Yeah.
So You were talking about you're doing the new version of the series on Peacock now. What was it like reconnecting? I mean, I'm sure you've kept in touch with all the people from the show over the years, but what was it like having to, reconnect and work with those people again and see them all again? And how was that experience, like seeing all those old friends?
I did. It was sort of like real high school where you see people every once in a while, you keep in touch, everybody's got families now. And Mark Paul, the guy that plays Zach, so he had gotten into jiu-jitsu, and so I invite him to come roll sometimes too, and so he was cool. And then Elizabeth, who plays Jesse, and Tiffany, who played Kelly, we kept in touch, and we go over to her house sometimes with our kids. And we were at her house when my last kid my wife went into labor, just like pure coincidence. We had to leave, go to the hospital, baby. So yeah, so I had seen him a lot. It wasn't like I hadn't kept in touch. It was just kind of, we hadn't been on a set together in a minute. And then it was just kind of like, you pick up where you left off. When you got old friends and you haven't seen them and you see each other and you just kind of pick up where you left off. It kind of felt like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But it wasn't like, I had been busy. Like I'd been doing a lot of stuff. So I'm here in the lot, and I just finished doing my radio show, and I got to go do Access Hollywood and then Access Daily. And,
we know you're busy.
Yeah.
We rescheduled this one like 3 times, which is fine. But we talked about it beforehand.
I was like, listen, he still wants to do it, so I'm excited. Like, listen, we can do it next year. I do not care.
Yeah, we were so pumped to have you on.
We were so excited. Like you even considered it. Like we were so excited, and it's crazy. Like the one day I'm watching, he's on trailer doing the boxing. Yeah. The next day I'm at a hotel. He's on the info channel. I'm like, what the heck's going on? This man's everywhere.
All over the place.
Can't get away. That's awesome.
Sorry.
No, dude, not at all. It's awesome, man. You're doing great things, and unfortunately, I have not been able to watch the new season of Saved by the Bell just because my TV consists of Frozen, Peppa Pig.
Oh, you're on the little kid TV
or
circuit.
my wife is watching Housewives of like Beverly Hills or something. So I get like 20 minutes. And it's usually Sports Center to watch who's winning and who's lost.
Or Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. But that's my time. That's my time.
Now, Mario, you were saying growing up, you were busy all the time because you wanted to stay busy and not get in trouble and do all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like that's how it translated to your adult life too. Like that's why you're staying so busy now, probably because you've always been accustomed to that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think my parents, they're immigrants to this country, and I think the one thing that they instilled in me, and I'm trying to instill in my kids, is a strong work ethic. And I think if you stay busy and keep your options open and are open-minded to trying new things, create more opportunities later on. So I've always sort of had that hustler mentality. And I don't know if it was necessarily ingrained or just instilled in me, but it's carried over. And then once I started having my own family and kids, it provided even more incentive. So fortunately, things have been going well, and I've been busier than ever during this last couple of years during this pandemic. It's been insanely busy, which is good. I'm very grateful. Never take it for granted.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's what I do with my kids. Actually, my son, he's about to be 4 months. His first Christmas present for me will be an application for McDonald's. So, just so he knows, you got to set the mentality. Got to set the mentality. Like listen, this ain't free. Work hard. Everything's earned, never given.
Yeah,
that's right.
Here's my real question though: is when are you going to come out with your own your skincare? Because your skin is. My wife wants to know. What do you use? Because she's like that's the first thing she said to me. I was like, I got Mario on. She's like, ask him what he uses, please.
So funny. I know it's funny. I don't know. I feel like I took a piece of fried chicken and just wiped it on my face because I'm always so wet. I don't know. I drink a lot of tequila. I think that keeps me embalmed. It's like embalming fluid.
Well, Jamie looks like an avocado.
I was just going to say, I think it's unfair. I think we're probably around the same age. Yeah, and Mario Lopez has not aged. And I've aged tremendously. So, yeah.
That's why we don't put him on the camera.
That's why I'm off camera.
Yeah, 100%, because we want people to watch the show. That'd be great. But, so wait,
appreciate it.
Going back to the wrestling though, you placed in the state, right? You were a state placer?
I did. My senior year, which was crazy. The kid that played Zach, Mark Paul, got hurt. He broke his collarbone. I forgot what he was doing riding a dirt bike or something. I can't remember. But anyway, that was we used to shoot the show in the summertime because we were all minors, and they didn't want to have to mess with school when we were shooting the show.
That was nice of him.
But because he got hurt. Pardon me?
That was nice of them to do that. I mean, that's very considerate.
Yeah, it was convenient for them because when you shoot with minors, you have to allot for 4 hours a day of schoolwork, and it's still on the clock, and you can only work so many hours. But in the summertime, you don't have to factor in the kids, and then they can work you more. So it wasn't about them being nice. It was just more conducive and more beneficial for the network. So, but because he got hurt and we had to wait for him to heal, it pushed the season like 3-4 months right into wrestling season. So I didn't get to train. I mean, I literally, Stipe didn't have one practice, and I would just go on the weekends and wrestle. And I try to run it, but it was like, it's impossible. You know how it is. Yeah. And I was wrestling 160, and I was walking around like 158, and I couldn't even cut 152 because I didn't have any. I couldn't train. You know, I couldn't train. But I was like gonna not wrestle my senior year, so I was like, screw it. I'm just gonna see what happens. And considering I didn't practice, and I was probably like a class or two above, I did all right.
Well, I mean, and that too. If I'm not mistaken, California has one division, is it not? Am I right? One division. Well, that's great. The whole state of California, dude, did not practice. Bro, listen, we have a lot in common. Like we're amazing good looking, amazing actors, amazing athletes. I mean, it's like my twin. It's like my twin.
It's twins. There you go.
Saying.
That's like a weird. That's a weird version of like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito in the movie Twins, except Mario's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
100%. That's my question. Yeah, that's my question. I get it. Yeah. Okay, I get you, Joe.
Okay. I just want to clarify. I didn't want to insult him.
He actually knows how to act.
I do. Listen, I got thrown off a building by Bruce Willis.
Yeah. So hold on. We wanted to touch on this, Mario, because Stipe and I were talking earlier. So the Stipe's been in a Bruce Willis movie as like a thug. Were you credited Muscle-Bound Thug? All right, so that was the accreditation for that one, and then he was also in just recently in an episode of Tacoma FD. So I said Stipe can ask you for acting advice, and then he goes, well, he might need to ask me for acting.
Yeah,
advice.
I'm just saying. Listen,
I was hoping at the end you can part some wisdom and let me know.
I got them all written down.
He's diverse. Keep doing it right there.
Bro, we mad. Listen, Jamie even said I did a good job in my last one.
You've got a warm, likable personality too. You'd be great in the any sort of broadcasting space. Obviously, with the background and not too many people. Look, one thing you can't learn is how to be likable and relatable. And I don't care how talented you are. If you're not likable and relatable, it's not going to matter, and people aren't going to like you. So you've got that. Aside from the champion pedigree, bravo.
That's the best. That's the best acting he does because he's not likable. He's not. He's a dick.
Mario,
Mario, guess what? You're on the episode 2. This is the present. Oh, you both are fired.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, Mario just gave an Oscar performance of complimenting Stipe. So,
wow.
Right.
That was rough.
But hey, it's okay. No, but I got to imagine, like you just said, you have to be likable and everything to make it this far. And obviously, we've only been on this call for, about 20 minutes, but you obviously have that personality. So it doesn't surprise me that that's the reason why you're having all the success now with the hosting and the continued acting and everything else. So I can't imagine, people are going to put you in a position to.
I feel like, you don't have to say it, but I feel like the way you're talking to us, I feel like you think in karma too. I think if you're a good person, good things will happen to you. I feel like that's what you think, and that's the way I think. I think if you're good to people, you do the right thing. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but a lot more times it does happen. It comes back tenfold.
No, you're exactly right. I mean, not a day goes by that I don't appreciate or pray to be thankful, because I know, especially being a child actor, as you make a transition and getting older to adult, you hear all these like sort of horror stories that it doesn't really happen, but I was blessed with nice parents and strict ones, and it really helped me out. And I to this day, and again, I try to instill it into my kids too. If you work hard and you stay focused and you do the right thing, I think the right things will happen for you. And just being nice and respectful, I think, goes a long way. Yeah. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of people that are like that, because it is a small world, and I think in certain circles, especially in whatever line of work you're in, you're going to run into those same people, and they don't forget. And they're going to remember how you made them feel, or they're going to remember. People are smart. They're going to remember if they're genuine, if you're being genuine, you're authentic. That's why I like hosting a lot. Like, I don't mind acting and I'll do that, but I like hosting because I like people, and I'm always inquisitive, and I like to learn about people, and I like hearing stories, and I like to entertain and make sure everyone's having a good time. And I think at the end of the day, that's what a host is. You just want to make sure everyone's having a good time. You want to entertain them, kind of let them shine too, and then it becomes sort of a party, good atmosphere. So whether it's my radio show or my TV show, you know, I think it's like what you see, what you get. I'm going to be myself, and it's easy to be yourself if you're comfortable being yourself.
No. That's funny you say, because when I started with fighting, I was terrible at interviews because I hated it because the questions were the same. Are you ready? Are you ready? So it was a robotic thing. It wasn't me. It wasn't fun. And then I think finally some of the reporters kind of got wind of it and they understood, like, just talk to me, just be a normal person. And you can tell the difference when I talk to people that, you know, ask fun questions and just have a good time with it. And even though about fighting, we still have a good time. But then you see a lot of people that don't really do their research, or they're like, so how long have you been training? Are you ready for the fight? And I'm like, yes, I'm ready. I'm going to win. Like, I'm like, I'm over it because I just don't want to do the conversation because it's not fun for me. And then, like, you know, they don't want, I feel like they're just doing it because they're just doing it. And, you know, other people that know me, you know, the reporters, they'll be like, oh yeah, what's going on? Your girl, they'll start talking about my children or something. And I'm like, oh, there we go. You know, then off subject. Then we go back to the fighting thing and like, oh, how was camp with your daughter? Like, does she help you? And, you know, it's just fun stuff like that. And it makes me open up more because, like, you know, you probably get the same thing way more than me, but like people ask you, you know, oh, how, you know, like, do you ever get annoyed? People are like, oh, what's up, AC? Like, do you ever get annoyed or? Like,
no, I mean, you know, yeah, I'm pretty cool. People, as long as they're cool with me, I'll be cool back. Sometimes they'll think they're a little more clever than they are, and I'm like, hey, all right, you know. But for the most part, they're you know, they're all right, and then you know, everybody thinks they're original, kind of shy. You can still recognize me from that, then that means, you know, I haven't aged that poorly, and hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, it means you left a lasting impression on them too. If everybody still you know, acknowledges you for that, you know, role and everything, you obviously had an impact on the people that watch that show. So that's a positive thing.
Yeah, I'm grateful for that.
The other thing I was going to say, you talked about like growing up, you were 15, and it ties into you too. When you were coming up and fighting, was it hard to stay grounded when you were growing? Because you were like right in that age of like a teenager where it's like, oh man, like this is all really cool. Like, was it hard for you to stay grounded when you were coming up? And like, Stipe, I want to talk to you too, because when you were fighting, I remember when you first started getting a little bit famous, even Ryan kind of put you on blast a little bit, your wife.
I didn't do anything. No,
because you were like, oh, I want to stay
not a
grounded.
diva.
Okay. He's just a diva.
Babe, can you get my drink?
Jeez. So anyway, Mario, when you were coming up, was it hard to stay grounded?
I mean, I still lived in San Diego when I worked up here. I'd come and get an apartment, and it's only a couple hours south from LA, but it really is a world of difference. So it wasn't like I was immersed in this Hollywood sort of lifestyle or all the BS that happens right here. And I had parents, and especially my old man, that were strict, and they didn't give a shit about any of this. You know, I still had chores to do. I went to a regular public high school with 3,500 kids, and you couldn't go back there and start talking about stuff, or they think you're all bad, and I'd probably get checked real quick. So, you know, I actually kind of like, if anybody brought it up, I'd kind of try to deflect and not really even really talk about it. So I got to wrestle for my school. I went to prom, went to dances. I had like a normal high school experience. I just happened to have like a cool summer job.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That actually is kind of cool the way that worked out. Yeah.
No, for sure.
What about you? Did you have a problem when you started, like when you were coming up fighting, but like once you started to like get in that title picture and everything else, did you ever have an issue with like kind of being like, okay, like I want to be the same type of guy? Yeah,
I'm always gonna be nice. There's no, you know me, I'm always gonna be that guy. But like when I was, even Mario might say the same thing. Like when I was undefeated, I was like, man, I'm a man. And I was young and 28, whatever I was, and I thought I was unstoppable. And I got stopped by a 7-foot man, and I almost thought about retiring. People were telling me how terrible I am, and I really like. You know me, I carry my heart on my sleeve, so I was like, man. And then I just stopped caring, and thank God I met my wife, and you know my mom, like she's an immigrant as well, and she's tough, and we call her Stone Cold Kathy. And you know they don't, you know, there's no messing around, and having those two, and just they keep me grounded. And working at the fire station helps a lot too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I never got to that point because I never, you know, I mean, like if something happened, I'm like, oh, whatever, it is what it is. Like it wasn't my time, or you know, not supposed to happen that way. I guess I didn't worry about it, you know. But if I didn't like get something I was supposed to, I didn't care. I'm like, well, I wasn't supposed to have it then. Like, I don't really expect anything. You know, I'm always grateful for anything I get, but I'm not expecting anything.
Yeah. No,
like if we go to a restaurant, you know, and someone's like, oh, hey, here, this is on us. I'm like, oh, thank you. And I'll go, how much is dinner? And they'll be like, oh, $150. So then I'll go to the girl. I'm like, order me a Pepsi and charge me. She's like, no, it's free. I'm like, order me a Pepsi. So I literally get a tab for $1.50. I give her a $150 tip.
Yeah.
Because I was going to pay for it anyway. So why would I not, you know? So me and my wife do it every time.
That's weird. You've never bought my dinner.
That's funny because you never go anywhere with me because I don't want you to because you're grumpy. But so what I was going to ask you too is, when you were doing the Saved by the Bell and everything for 5 years, were you thinking about going to college?
Yeah, that was the plan. I was, making a little money to put away to help my parents out. And by the way, it was a little money because it was Saturday morning. It wasn't like Seinfeld or Friends, you know what I mean? But it was better than your average year-old, obviously. So that was the plan. And I was planning to actually had some opportunities to wrestle. I think UC Bakersfield came, and then ASU, Fullerton, like a couple of schools, right? But I said, okay, I'm going to write out this acting thing until it slows down, and then I can always go back to school. I don't know if I necessarily wrestle, but I go back to school, and I was going to be an anchor. I wanted to be an anchorman, like
Ron, Scotch.
Mario Burgundy.
Oh shit, those guys only work like an hour a day, and
Oh man,
be important to the community. Yeah. But then, fortunately, I just kept busy, and I never went. So I never went. I had to go back, and so I just sort of went to the University of Life, but and had to learn some stuff. Not necessarily the hard way, but then it was through trial and error and what have you, and it's worked out. I'm very fortunate.
Hey, Marley,
Yes.
need you on set now.
Okay.
are we done?
I can go like 5 more minutes, guys, and then I got to go on set. I'm so sorry.
All right.
No,
No,
dude,
you're
don't
good. You're busy, man.
listen. You can down it for 1 minute. I would have been happy.
So,
I don't care.
But hey, so we'll get you out of here. If you want to let everybody know where they can find you, your radio show, if you want to plug it.
Yeah,
What?
just say radio show. Everyone knows Mario Lopez.
Yeah. Like they don't know Mario
Lopez.
Lopez.
Instagram
That
handle,
was
everything like that.
Sorry,
I just want to.
sorry for John insulting you. I apologize.
I want you to say the name of your radio show. I
We're
want
gonna talk
people
about
to
this
know
after
about
the show. We're talking about this after the show.
Oh, I'm
so pissy
getting
right now.
fake yelled at right now.
No, I'm not.
Anyway,
Wait till you get a fake punch in the face.
Yeah, Jesus. Mario, go ahead. Name of your radio show if you want to plug it.
Okay. It's called On with Mario. It's on iHeart. It's nationally syndicated. So depending on like where you live and stuff. And then on NBC, you can see me during the day at Access Daily and at night at Access Hollywood. And if you haven't checked out the new season of Saved by the Bell, check that out on Peacock.
go, yes.
And then I got a Christmas movie playing right now. My daughter stars in it with
Is
me.
that Hallmark?
Nice.
Is that Hallmark?
Lifetime.
Lifetime. That's what it said. Lifetime. Sorry. That's awesome. So happy for you.
Santa Fe. No, that's all right. That's all right. It's right there. And yeah, I mean, we got that and some other stuff kind of in the works. So I'll have to come back on, and hopefully you guys will let me.
Yeah, of course.
Well, you ever come to Cleveland, you have to come in studio.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's really my basement, but it's in studio.
It's the studio.
Yeah, it's the studio.
But
You guys coming out here? You coming out here at all anytime, Stipe? LA, not really.
Maybe actually, you know what? Maybe like in March, I think.
I mean, if Mario Lopez is inviting us, yeah, we'll be there. No problem.
Show with 2 suitcases. I'll be here for a while. No, yeah, I'll let you know. I think for some reason I feel like I'm in March, sometime in March. I don't know why. That keeps ringing a bell, but I'll let you know for sure.
anyway, well, hey, Merry Christmas, Mario. Thank you for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Mario, thank you so much, man.
Thank you. Fucking
No.
Mario Lopez.
Mario
Lopez.
fucking Lopez, dude.
Have a good day,
Later,
brother.
man.
Great talking to you. Man, I mean, it doesn't get better than that, dude.
I don't
Dude,
think it gets any
bro,
better than that.
We just had Mario Lopez on
Right?
the
That was a
podcast.
great conversation we had. What
We've
a
had
good
we've
dude.
had really good guests. All of our guests have been awesome. We just had Mario fucking Lopez on the
I know.
Mario Lopez.
Pumped.
Yeah.
AC fucking Slater.
If he had more,
Do you see the smile on my face?
I know. Just
rare.
Dude,
That is rare. The Grinch smile.
I think it's bigger than even when your kids are born.
Did your
Maybe.
heart just grow 3 sizes?
It might have.
Yes,
might
it
have.
did.
Yes, it might have.
There was a moment in my brain while we were going through that interview where I literally was like, hey, can he stay on for a little bit longer?
Yes.
And I'm just going to take videos of him going like, hey, so-and-so, like to all my friends.
To all
And
your
like,
friends.
"What's
Oh
up?"
my
Like,
God, that would have been
Hey,
amazing.
first off,
Yeah.
we don't have to worry about it. We have a podcast with him, and they can watch the podcast.
That's
No,
true.
but he's saying like little
Like,
personalized
yeah,
messages.
personalized
That would have been
messages.
Oh, yeah,
I know.
listen, that dude's busy. We don't need to ask
he's
him
so
10
busy.
seconds of his life.
Hey, give us a rundown of where people can find you. It's here. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, I know. And we were
thought I
just
was
having,
busy.
I know, we were just having a conversation before the podcast started about how we couldn't do the gift exchange on this episode
we were too busy.
because we were so busy. And like, even I had to make extra trip out. And you guys, I mean, you guys have kids and stuff. I get it. You're busy all the time. But like, that dude is busy.
Think about this too. Now think about this. So he does all his shows, right? Then he goes home, takes his kid to practice, or they go to a baseball, football game, or something.
Right.
Like I'm like, he's a
nonstop.
great family man too. Like,
Yeah.
And
I'd be taking a nap.
he looks like he's 20 years old. Still.
100%.
Yeah.
His
That's
skin,
unfair.
His skin glows
Yeah.
Like it was like
It's unfair.
it's like it was like I don't know how to explain it. That's
I mean, I know I still look pretty young, but I'm just kidding.
He's Mario Lopez, good looking guy. Jamie, you look like you got hit with a bag of what the fuck.
That was good.
Thanks.
A bag of what the fuck?
A bag of what the fuck. I think I stole it from somebody.
It looks like the night after I ate Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
You guys want you want a little breaking news since I don't think you either.
No, I don't have anything in front of me. What's the breaking news now?
Cleveland Browns Vegas Raiders was rescheduled to Monday because of COVID.
Jeez.
Thank God.
Well, knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, I actually didn't know that was going to happen. I had a feeling it would. It was so bad. Hey, dude, how are you going to... I understand. Well, I understand like the NFL wants to make money, so they want to have the game on that day that it's scheduled.
Players are vaccinated, dude. So like, wasn't that the plan?
You're taking all that enjoyment from the person who's actually paying for the ticket. Like nobody's paying for an NFL ticket to go see.
So they weren't prepared for the vaccinated still getting sick thing or testing positive.
Yeah.
So their rules were these rules, even vaccinated, not vaccinated, assuming that it was going to be unvaccinated people who got sick.
Yeah.
So they weren't prepared for it. They want to make their money, but moving into Monday night, they're still going to make their money.
Let's go back though. We had fucking Mario Lopez on the show. I'm sorry, I can't believe it, dude. What a fucking good dude. But
what a nice guy.
I mean, what a great guy, dude. Like,
really nice.
Seriously, like.
I think he was right too. Like he's just a genuinely good things happen to genuinely good people.
Yeah,
that's how he's been a good person. What?
Shut.
Why? Because we know you're not a good person.
but also talking about rescheduling.
Mm-hmm.
Allison Rose.
Did you see it? Yeah. I was going to talk to you guys about that today. It was rescheduled till March. I think the 19th.
We're still going to wait 2 tickets?
Due to COVID, whatever. We do still have 2 tickets. If you're interested in them, send over an email to the.jabs.podcast@gmail.com. I haven't done that in a while, so
make sure you put Yellow Brick Road in the subject line,
so we can see it. And so that was rescheduled. But we just had Mario Lopez on the.
I know.
We're just going to keep saying.
I can't believe it. People are going to be annoyed, but I don't care. Listen, dude, Mario Lopez.
I posted it to my story and just said, "Oh my god."
I had a friend a while back, and so he wore my shirt, and some girl I knew from back in the day. She's like, "Hey, you just had fucking Mario Lopez like say what's up and like wear your T-shirt." I'm like, "Yeah, he's a good dude."
So, how old were you when Saved by the Bell came out?
I would have to look that up. Here we go. We're going to go down that road again.
We did it in live action because the TVs didn't exist.
Actually, to say about back in this time, black and white.
Well, like I know I was young. I wasn't in high school, so like I was the young kid watching that, going like, "That's what high school." I wasn't
watching it on Saturdays. I was watching it in the rerun,
in the
syndication on
TBS. Yep, and it was one of those where I think in our heads we're like, "That's what high school's like in California," and blah blah blah. Like you're looking.
I made high school like that in Cleveland, Ohio.
So I would have been. It says that Animal House. It says that it premiered in '89. I would have been only 11. But I think it was more into the syndication when I was getting into it, getting right up into like middle school, high school age.
I mean, but like people from, I would say a little bit younger than me, all the way to you.
Yeah.
Like that's an iconic, that's an iconic television show.
You said to him, like, I hope it's okay that we bring this up. And in my mind, I was having the same precautions. Like, I hope he doesn't hate to talk about something like this, but it's as iconic as it gets. It's my childhood. Like that is as iconic as it gets. That show was
Americana.
Week in and week out. And there are still episodes of that show that I remember like from the beginning to the end, man. The one where she's taking the diet pills to stay up for
Jesse Spano.
Yeah, to stay up to study.
And
when AC and that was a different movie. AC and Zach get into a fight and they're wrestling in the hallway, it's as iconic as it gets. So I'm glad he does.
I was so happy he came. Like he was on it for a little longer than 15 years supposed to be. 50. That was awesome. That was really nice of him. And like I actually had a friend. I don't know how I found out. He said overheard me talking on an interview, but he's like, "Bro, I'm the biggest like Saved by the Bell fan." He's like, "What's AC Slater's lizard name?" I'm like, "I don't know." He's like, "Geki." I have no idea. But I have no idea. I was like,
I know what episode you're talking about.
That's
though,
crazy.
When you say that.
It came out of the name.
It's in the shoebox. And
yeah.
Oh my god.
Like like what oh man, like I'm like reminiscing now.
Yeah.
Like what a good time.
Well, listen. You guys keep going. What do you want to do here?
I don't know. I think we're good.
We're good. I mean,
Jamie's got a heart out. He's got to go drive the Polar Express.
Speaking of which,
are we not allowed to call that anymore?
No, we can't. No. So Disney, we're not Disney, not Disney.
So real quick, people are listening that aren't from Cleveland, and the area me and Jamie are from, and John, we have a train system that does every Christmas
it was considered a Polar Express.
It's a national park train. It only does like 25 miles an hour. It doesn't
really
go far.
They also do a beer one too, which is nice, and a wine one. But anyway, besides that, they do a kids one for Polar Express, hot chocolate, all the good stuff. And I just wanted to take my daughter last year, and then unfortunately COVID came about and all that. But it was called Polar Express, and then what happened?
So this was for the last 20 years, and I'm trying to figure out which. It's not Disney. I want to say it's Time Warner. So anyways, all of a sudden last year, the company that owns the Polar Express came out and said you can no longer call it the Polar Express for whatever reason.
So what's the actual official name of it now? Christmas train ride time?
North Pole something or another, maybe. I have a feeling. I've talked to a couple of people who have done it already this season, and they said it's very similar.
Yeah, I got to imagine
exactly
it's just a name change.
Yeah, the only difference is that the name, and it's unfortunate, but I don't know why it irritates me so much, but I constantly see people like, well, fuck Disney for doing that. And I'm like, it's not Disney.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that Disney wouldn't have done it.
No,
they
question.
Probably would have done it sooner.
Yes.
But it's I want to say it's Time Warner.
It's 20 years for kids. Like, come on, dude. Like,
so it's not the only one either. Like, they have these all over the country.
I get it, yeah.
So, and I don't know, because they're not making enough money on whatever movies they're making. I really truly have no
commercials.
clue. Yeah, but it's an awesome time. The kids, we've been doing it. This will be year 12 minus last year because of COVID. We've done it every year with the same family with their kids as well.
That's
we
awesome.
Have pictures from every year.
So
it's really good time.
At the fire station, they sent us a whole bunch of stuff
last year,
like free tickets and stuff.
Did they do it this year too?
No, and then this is last year.
Okay.
So I grabbed like 8 tickets for my whole family because there's guys with little kids, so I didn't care. And I took like 8 mugs and like.
So you remember those bags that they had at the station last year with the mugs and all that?
Yeah.
So when we got the cancellation, they were like, "Hey, you can still go to this place in Akron and buy the mugs." And I'm like, "Dude, we really need to. We've gotten these mugs for 10 straight years. I'm driving, like I drove like 35 minutes to go pick them up."
Yeah.
Brought them home. I had to come see you and have you sign something at the station. And I walked in, and there was like 45 of those bags on the table. I'm like,
still there.
motherfucker! I just drove all the way to Akron to get those.
I wish you had told me.
Nah, I didn't know.
But it's cool. They give you a big golden ticket, like for admission.
It says Believe.
Okay.
You believe? Yeah.
Have you seen the movie?
Parts of it.
Yeah.
I know.
Let's talk about Tom Hanks in that movie.
Parts
Him drifting with that train was
super creepy.
Listen, dude.
Like Tom Hanks' character, it looks just like him, and it's creepy.
But dude, how you drifted that train, bro? That's like
driving.
Fast and the Furious shit,
Good driving.
bro.
But yeah, that's my heart out. So
we got to get Jamie out of here. So
appreciate
anyway, hey, thanks for listening, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We'll have another one before New Year's.
We will. We'll do.
Apologize for last week. We had a few under the weather.
Stipe's fault.
That was all my fault. Take the blame for that one. It was just under the weather, not me. People in my family are selfishly sick, not with COVID, unfortunately. But
I like how everything it always has to be. It's not COVID.
It's not,
sometimes it's just the flu or the sniffles.
That's right. Sometimes.
So, but anyway,
John, herpes.
Oh God, no, Jamie's herpes.
We missed it. No, we used to call. Do you see herpes all the time?
All the time.
You
did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun. Oh great, that's coming back in the new year. All right, wonderful. Anyway, Merry Christmas, everybody. We'll have an episode out before New Year's. We'll do our gift exchange for that episode. So we hope everybody. Yeah,
not $50.
John's already spent his.
I've already got. Yeah, we're good. I have him in the car.
$50.
I have him in the car. Yeah, I still have $98 left. So
you stopped at the gas station. He's like, those Oreos at your Christmas present.
Does he? I missed an opportunity. Oreos could have been the Christmas present. Anyway, Merry Christmas, everybody. We hope everybody has a good holiday. Please reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. The_Jabs_podcast at gmail.com. You can find our video on YouTube. Just search Jabs Podcast. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for post notifications. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Jabs Podcast. You can find Stipe on all social media platforms at Stipe Miocic. You can finally...
you can do that for me.
What?
But you fucking try to do it for Mario fucking Lopez, bro.
Well, no, I just wanted
so
people...
Insulting.
It wasn't supposed to be
Mario
insulting.
Lopez is.
No, I didn't say...
Like, you didn't have to watch it about when you fucking know who the guy is.
I didn't say that. Just let them know where they can find you. What's the name of your radio show so people can find it?
You did that because you knew I was coming strong.
Oh, God. Anyway, all right. You can find Jamie at Mekalek, Mekalek. It might eventually turn into John's BFF, which is unapproved by me. You can find me at JP Chewbacca. It's like Chewbacca without the CA. And we hate Rick Russo, and we hope he has a terrible Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry
Christmas.
Bye.